I first welcome Dr. Sneha Bhagwat, President of Goa Council of Ayurvedic and other allied Indian systems of medicine. She is a graduate from Goa Ayurvedic College and is a specialist in Panchakarma therapy from Pune. She is having an experience spanning more than 2 decades in her field. She has been actively involved in research and has various publications under her name. She will be our moderator for this session. I request Babita to present a floral welcome to Dr. Sneha Bhagwat. Our next panelist is Mrs. Jyoti Sardesai, FDA Director, Government of Goa. Mrs. Jyoti Sardesai is Master of Pharmaceutical Sciences by qualification and after an 8 years experience in pharma industry joined Goa FDA as Drug Inspector in March 1992. And with 32 years of experience in FDA, she is now the Director of FDA since 2017. She has been a thorough professional in her conduct and is known among the stakeholders as well as general public for her knowledge, foresightedness, transparent functioning, efficiency and upright behavior. I request Avni to present a floral welcome to Mrs. Jyoti Sardesai. Our next panelist is Dr. Anura Prashant Bale. She is Principal and Hospital Superintendent at Gomantak Ayurved Mahavidyalaya Research Center, Shiroda. She is having nearly 3 decades of experience in her field and has various research projects and research papers under her name. She has been awarded various national and state awards for her research work in the field of medicine. I request Babita to present a floral welcome to Dr. Anura Bale. Our next panelist is Mrs. Varsha Naik. She is an Assistant Professor in Department of Food, Nutrition, Dietetics at Goa College of Home Sciences. She has Masters in Food, Nutrition, Dietetics from University of Bombay. She has many publications to her credit focusing on public nutrition. Besides, she regularly contributes articles in local dailies and magazines to create awareness on various aspects of nutrition among the public. I request Avni to present a floral welcome to Varsha Naik. Our next panelist is Dr. Pradeep Sarmukadam, Member Secretary, Goa State Biodiversity Board. He is the overall in charge of day-to-day functioning of Goa State Biodiversity Board and Goa State Wetland Authority, including handling legal matters, thematic committees, expert agencies, personnel and projects under Goa State Biodiversity Board. And he is also Nodal Officer for Goa State Climate Change Cell. I request Babita to present a floral welcome. Our next panelist is Shri Bikram Kumar Sethi, Deputy General Manager, Small Industries Development Bank of India. He has been actively involved in handholding of MSMEs, that is Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, and assessment of their credit needs to strengthen them. He is currently in charge officer at SIDBI Panjim branch. He has vast experience spanning more than 22 years in serving the financial needs of enterprises in diamond polishing industry, Gujarat, steel fabrication industry, Rourkela, textile and other industry in Thane and Mumbai. I request Avni to present floral welcome to Bikram Kumar Sethi. I now request Dr. Sneha Bhagwat, the moderator of today's session, to start this.
Very good morning to one and all. First of all, I welcome all our esteemed panelists who are present here. They are definitely experts as well as the guiding force in their own domain. So, welcome once again to all dear panelists. Today is the second day 3 of technical session 1, which will give an insight on nutritional benefits and its value addition as food supplements. And if you see the panelists around us, all the panelists are from different sectors, may it be in the sector of nutrition, food, as well as biodiversity, and also who would help us in hand-holding the new and the innovative products that we as Goans would like to develop for the future. Cashew industry is ever green and is been growing not only in India but all over the world globally. In Goa, 27,000 of tons is produced, cashew is produced annually, which covers 55,300 hectares of the area of Goan geography. And we should be very happy, and it's a great initiative taken by Government of Goa, GFDC, that GI tag is available not only for cashew but cashew feni as well now, and I think it's a great achievement for Goa as well as GFDC. Starting with our first panelist, because first we start from the root, and which is getting into the biodiversity. So I would like to ask Dr. Pradeep, what is the role of cashew in biodiversity and also in nutrition as such, but the nutrition as far as the biodiversity of the nature is concerned, because we have some panelists who would speak on human nutrition. Yes.
Thank you so much for that. Any plant that comes up in nature, after few decades, it becomes native. That is what the ecological principle says. There is always a debate whether cashew should be planted or not amongst ecologists when you talk to them. And there have been some voices which say that, it is not native, it is come from Brazil and this. But if you look at the timelines, since when it has been here, the nature has become one with cashew. Cashew was basically brought for erosion control of the slopes. That was the reason. And the shrubs and the herbs that they grow in between cashew that naturally come up, whether it's Gloriosa superba, Vak Champa, or whether you look at any other plants right from Calicopteris floribunda, that is Uski Mantami, or many shrubs, herbs that come, we have to also ensure that we get some revenue from them if it is used as intercropping. And throughout the year, if you look at the calendar from January to December, how a cashew farm can become economically sustainable. When it comes to ecology, I can tell you that the nature has accepted this, it has mingled with the local ecosystem, and now it has become one. Whether it is a cashew apple fruit, where we have diversity, and we in Goa have about 57 genotypes of cashew that have been identified. Genotypes. Now what is further required is, how does nutritional value of each genotype, what is that content of each genotype which makes Goan cashew different? Because you all know that if you look at the productivity, if you look at the area holding we have got, there is a limitation, it is a challenge, we have to accept it. So now how can we become different in the market? I think solution lies in the diversity, because the quality of the soil that we have, soil microorganisms which give unique taste and flavor to Goan cashew. So one part is, it is a part of this. Coming to the nutrition, I told you there is lot of research further required, where a farmer can lift a nut and say, or even a fruit, that this is unique because this contains X, Y, Z, and this knowledge should be available with every farmer, not only the scientists. And to create this knowledge, I think is something that we need to do. But there is already some existing knowledge that we have 57 genotypes. So that's what I want to say.
Yes, thank you, sir. So the point to be noted here is, as per the area, the taste of the cashew fruit as well as the nut can be identified, and from the nut and the fruit, the area where it comes from is also can be identified. So that's a great point to be considered. Coming to identification of taste, and that happens once we have it personally. So all the cashew products which are available in the market, especially when we want to have them, this question is for you. Do all manufacturers of cashew, may it be farmers or may it be people who, process the cashew, do they need to obtain FDA license?
Good morning, all. Hello. Yeah. At the outset, let me congratulate that Goa Forest Development Corporation for organizing this successful Cashew Fest Goa Season 2, and thank them for inviting me to be over here as a panelist for this important technical session. See, this cashew product, coming to your question, Dr. Sneha, this cashew products, like any other food, is a food product and so needs to obtain the license or registration under Food Safety and Standards Act, and those who are operating from Goa need to obtain this license from Goa Food and Drugs Administration. So there are basically two types of certification that one needs to obtain. Either is a registration certificate or license. For the benefit of the general public, I'd like to clarify what is the difference between a registration certificate and a license. So registration certificate is basically taken by petty food business operator, means whose annual turnover, not the profit, the annual turnover is less than 12 lakh, they go for this registration certificate. In this basically come the small gadawalas or the home-based kitchens which the ladies run, and license is a category wherein the turnover is about 12 lakhs. So wherein all the restaurants and all the manufacturers and all caterers by default they fall under license category. So cashew products being a food item definitely has to obtain this license.
Thank you, ma'am.
See, but this only when it comes for sale, so long as the product is in the hands of the farmers don't have to take the license. But once the product is processed and it is for sale, from there whoever is a manufacturer or a distributor or a retailer or a seller, everyone, processor, repacker, they all need to obtain the license. But the product, as long as it is in the hands of farmer, the farmer doesn't have to obtain the license. But once the process of the further process starts, all other agencies, they need to obtain the license.
Continue with the question. Nowadays, the time is of organic, and I don't think so, cashew, because it's a large crop, and many of them say that this is organic fruit, this cashew is organic. So how, maybe through biodiversity or through FDA, how can one prove whether the cashew fruit, nut specifically, is organic?
See, I must be knowing that so many farmers must be here. If you ask anybody if you put the fertilizer for any cashew, I don't think they are by inherently organic when it comes to Goa. However, there have been some farms who feel that if you have certain hybrid varieties, you need to add some manure during flowering period to get a good fruiting. This is recent trend, but by and large, we know that it is organic. Now coming to the certification. See, if you see the domestic consumption, if there is a model developed, which I have been talking for a long with agriculture department also, maybe our forest development corporation can take the lead because they have been doing this cashew festival and they are a very dynamic team. We have Parab sir and former principal of forestry also who can really take this. If farmer do the cross certification, for example, we are 5 farmers. We make a cluster and we do cross auditing of each other, and if there is a tag like eco mark which can be created by the state, because if you go for organic certification or any certification, first thing it is cost. cost to the farmer will increase the cost of the product. And secondly, it will be like we are the people who are manufacturing cashew or growing cashew. Somebody who might not have seen cashew may come and start auditing us. So that becomes an audit issue. So if we have an internal method of tagging, certification and identification code is given, some indication system is developed where farmers can, and I think we should trust farmers. That credibility, and for that some IT based system can be developed. Like recently we see in some of the countries, they have end-to-end traceability, that you can know from where this has come, where it was processed. We also have in our Goan brand the traceability to the farmer. But if we can further have a tag which says that, okay, I have been audited by him, he has been audited by somebody else within the farming community, and we certify that yes, and that trust we have to have. And I think farmers are someone who have to be most trusted. And if this alternative system is developed, we can get rid of this so-called, cartels of certification. And of course, you can also go for organic certification when you are doing export, for which you need some gestation period, 3 years, 4 years, 2-3 years, and that can happen parallelly. But immediately, if we adopt this indication system, some tag can be given that yes, I have done sustainable harvesting, I have been audited by a co-farmer, and we can have cross auditing, something like that we have to develop, for which we need to do more discussion. That can bring down the cost of certification. Credibility within the country at least can grow. That's my point.
So yes, like a nodal body to be formed which can help in getting this certification, which could be basically of the farmers. But madam, do you think that the cashew fruit as such, I mean the nut as such, can be certified as organic?
For any product to be certified, or if someone, a food business operator, if he wants to claim that his product is organic, under Food Safety and Standards Act, there are guidelines, there are auditing agencies, what should be the label, all these things are defined. And actually it is a long thing to be discussed around. But if someone really wants to have their product to be labeled as organic, they can contact our office, we can guide them how to go about it. And that is how, as said by Dr. Sir Mukadam, that the price will increase and all. That is why we find that when we go to any supermarket, if there is a normal product and if something is labeled as organic, then definitely the price is more. This happens not only in India but even globally also across. When we go abroad also, we see that the organic section is priced much more higher than this is all because of the, as said earlier, the cost of certification and everything. But how to go about it, what should be the label, what should be the logo, all these things are very much clearly defined in the food safety regulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Just have you got any such case who has come for organic certification of cashew nut?
Not exactly known to me, but this certification is done by the central FSSAI. So if anything is there, not exactly come to my notice.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Mrs. Varsha Naik, who is also a professor of Home Science College, she is with here today. Madam, how do we regard cashew nutrition? Is it only the taste or also the clinical accordance as well, specifically with the nut?
A very good morning to one and all present here. Thank you, Dr. Sneha, for this question. Now, it is always said we are what our mothers ate, and today is Mother's Day. Wishing a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers present and the other gender. Kindly convey this to your better halves and your mothers also, because I don't think so. Anyone in Goa, or rather, in this world, has lived without enjoying the taste or the flavor of cashew nuts. Yes, nutritionally, we accord cashew nut or even cashew apple as as a functional nutrient, or rather even a growth nutrient. Now, when we look at the nutritional aspect of it, we take into consideration all the nutrients, be it carbohydrates, the proteins, the amino acids which we get from there, the minerals, the vitamins. Now, if you ask me about the protein content, yes, definitely cashew nut, and in fact we put nuts and seeds as a protein source. and cashew is one of such food group or such I would say a potential source which can meet our day's requirement. Now, with regard to the taste, as Dr. Pradeep had mentioned about the variety, so I look it at, or I take it as cultivar. Now, there are cultivar variations as far as flavor is concerned, as far as even the nutritional content is concerned. So that's the reason why we look at the research that we can look at maybe separately. But yes, owing to the contents of it has got cashew nut has got clinical accordance. Now, cashew fruit by itself, the juice, if you extract, and there are multiple research studies which indicate its antimicrobial properties. So, cashew feni, we know that it has been used, for topical application apart from, consuming, and that is attributed to its clinical properties. Similarly, when we talk about even one of the important phases of a mother's life, during pregnancy or during lactation, if you want the mother and child nutrition profile to be better, it's taken as a galactogog as well, again according to its clinical properties. So yes, it has got a huge potential as far as clinical aspects is concerned.
That's a very great input. The cashew nut is a rich protein source. We see in general public that we ask for soya and, other excess proteins, but in Goa itself we have a great protein source other than, the non-veg items that are available. As well, the cashew fruit is antimicrobial. I think that's one of the most important quality the cashew fruit has got. And we also hear, like this question is for Dr. Bare, because she is an Ayurveda specialist. We also hear, ma'am, that cashew is prone to cholesterol, lipid, hyperlipidemia, and mostly people who are above 40 are advised not to have cashew because of cholesterol or heart issues. So, what are the exact nutritional benefits of cashew fruit as far as Ayurveda is concerned? Because this is the most ancient science, and I think we'll get the right reference here.
Good morning, everybody. Let me first of all congratulate GFDC for the efforts taken and the initiative to organize this Cashew Fest and express my gratitude for inviting me. As a panelist here. So, Madam has explained about the nutritional values. So when we see about cashew nuts, it is said in our science that any substance, there is no substance which is said to be unauthorized, that means no medicinal value. Every substance had medicinal value. When we see about any tree, the medicinal values of tree, that there are different parts of the tree and the medicinal values, they are different. Suppose of the bark of the tree or the leaves of the tree or any fruit or any nut, the medicinal values are different. So here when you see in terms of carbohydrates, fats, proteins, when we consider there are different types of vitamins, minerals present in this cashew nut. If you see there is magnesium, there is manganese also, copper, zinc, phosphorus, these are the different minerals present here in the cashew nut. Also there are vitamins present, B6, E, K, they are different presents. They rich in, as Madam, as what Dr. Varsha has said, there are different vitamins, minerals and carbohydrates also are there, rich in proteins and rich in collagen fibers, which is very much useful for the body. And when you see the plant, it is also said to be useful in deworming specifically. And when we see if you see the cashew nut, the oil which is there, which was originally in olden days not as nutritional benefits, this is one additional point I would say, it was used as antidermite to apply for the boats and all which were prepared, body or boats which were prepared, and tanka, they were using paint of that. Oil was used as a paint for that, and others also for the roof, they were differently used. If you see the leaves, they were rolled. In olden times, they were rolled and used as a toothbrush because it would help to for the gums, for strengthening the gums. So the different leaves were used, and the vein of the leaves was used as tongue cleaner. So the different parts of the tree, they are used in different ways, and they have different medicinal values. In the nut also, if you see the kernel of the nut, which is very, very useful, very nutritional. As said in Ayurveda, specifically it increases, we said decrease the appetite, but not if it is used in moderation. It helps to increase the appetite of the human being. Once the appetite is increased, and everything can be digested well, and the nutrition also supplied to the different parts of the body in different way. So the cashew nut is very, very useful for the body.
To add to this, since we are more concerned about the hyperlipidemia issue or rather cholesterol, the unsaturated profile, the fatty acid profile of cashew nut is healthy. So it has got more of unsaturated fatty acids, and again, being a plant source, we need not worry about actually the cholesterol, because even I remember in season 1 also I had mentioned, and I'm reiterating, it is the plant sterol. Okay, so we don't have to really bother, but everything comes with advantages, disadvantages. So what really makes a difference is the quantity. Now, people like us who just like to, gorge on nuts. So if I say as a nutritionist, you have to daily keep a count of maybe 8 to 10. Are we really, happy with 8 to 10? We want, a bowl of, right? But if you eat a bowl of, then you have to compensate by, venting out, or exercise regime has to be incorporated, maybe to a longer duration, and of course then you have to curb on the other dietary measures, right? But basically with regard to cholesterol, there's no need to worry, but I'm happy that ZRTS took this initiative a few years back to place hoardings all over that mentioning about it is good in HDL cholesterol, which is supposed to be a good cholesterol, and it does not have, rather it does not really contribute to the saturated fatty acid. So with regard to hyperlipidemia, everything needs to be consumed in moderation.
So moderation is the key, and one myth has been clarified here that cashew is not which can cause actually cholesterol, but you have to see some other factors in your diet. And as Madam explained, it has a great content of fiber. It can be a good appetizer. Cashew oil and cashew leaves are antibacterial and also used as anti-termite. So I think it's going to definitely help the body and the human being as well. Sir, coming to you, you are from SIDBI. Once again, welcome. And as SIDBI is very new to Goa, I think it's just 2 years that you have an office here in Goa. Okay, so but people are not so much aware about SIDBI. So how SIDBI can help Goan cashew business, because as I said, not many are aware about SIDBI.
आप सबको नमस्कार. And it's always been privileged to sit amongst MSME, on educating MSME's finance and MSME's need. And SIDBI, we are the apex financial institution for MSME. So we are since 1990. I think Goa also since very old. I think Goa also since 1990. But because our business are diversified, so we started being the apex financial institution. So we cater to the MSME ecosystem directly, indirectly, through various bodies like credit guarantee, through startups, through various mode. But direct financing has been the main thing. So now we are trying to focus on that. So in this line, I would like to say, since last 2 years, yes, now we have tried to make it. Now we are much more aggressive, and we have tried to make it more visible to the MSMEs to get the finance available from us. Because SIDBI being a primary finance institution for MSME, so our focus has been towards the promotion and development. That is the first. Then comes the financing. And now with the change of focus, now what is the focus? Now focus is the climate finance, climate change. So with this, after our Pradhan Mantri ji, he has taken the mandate, Panchayat का जब संकल्प लिए हैं, उसके बाद in line with that also SIDBI's mandate has changed. So our focus has been towards the cleaner production, sustainable development, and energy that transition, the renewable energy transition. So in this line also we have been trying to, and SIDBI is now the prompt green financier. We are trying to promote the clean finance and green finance. So in line with our Panchab's Sankalp, so we have also introduced 5 schemes for the MSMEs. That is, there are like energy efficient products, energy efficient machines, then your EV, solar rooftops, then your nurture to nature and nature to invest. So we are now very much pro, and we are trying to educate MSMEs that how they can grow in this kind of contemporary business, because now those era is over when you have to simply put the machines and work on. Now the time has come, we have to increase your productivity, with energy efficiency, keeping in my mind that also that all lead up on the high productivity, energy efficiency, and the clean production. So in that line we are financing, and we've been financing. Now what has happened now? The government of because we are from out of both under control of both ministry, from the Minister of MSME as well as Minister of Finance. Now because since we are the pioneer in doing all those things, so now we have been guided and we have been given special provision fund, so that now we are also trying to push a lot of green initiatives for the MSMEs at a inter-subvention. So now we are providing the the financing funding to this cashew sector. In fact, I am very privileged and I have got very good business who are being financed, like names of Jantier. There are a couple of industries from your Bangalore. What I suppose Bangalore is your major hub for processing. Even though Goa produce a lot of the cashew being collected, the fruits being collected, but they have been doing a lot of good, heavy amounts of processing. So there I have been associated. I would love to be associated with the Goan cashew processor, so that they also should get benefit. See, now major thing what I have seen there, basically you go to high-end production, there your machines are automated. I found they are using Vietnam machines, basically for faster production. And second most important thing is that now solar rooftops, because this is a very high energy consuming factory. So you need to come out of those heavy bill. And second thing also being conscious, your mind conscious should be towards our sankalp of getting into that alternate energy. So those things also we are providing at same rate. Even the advanced machineries, the same rate, something around 7.5 after inter-subvention. Okay, so these are the facilities
So,
now
sir,
we are very
yes. Thank you, sir. So that means SIDBI is basically focused on green financing, green industries. So farmers, I think, will definitely benefit, and GFDC can incorporate with SIDBI in a time to come. What is the brackets for the finance, like up to 50 lakhs, 1 crore, up to what? And what are there any specific criteria where this finance can be approved?
See, I told you, SIDBI being a primary financial institution, we try to cater to full MSME ecosystem. So now, see, MSME, people, it's a very vague thing. See, MSME is a very large, and out of that very large is micro. So now we are trying to cater those things also. Apart from that, SME is there. What we say called small and medium, micro thing. So here, being branch level, we are trying to focus from 20 lakhs and above, because he has 20 lakhs to 50 crores. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
20
So it is
lakhs
not
to
that,
50 crores.
So, but now the MSME ecosystem, it is in such a way that, so now through our digitalization mode, we are trying to finance from the as low as from the 5,000, but that will happen through once those MSME, they converted that. Now it will not talk of IME, they have been not convert, they will not GST, they have not Udyam Aadhar. So once they come in, now SIDBI is trying to digitalize, and that's because SIDBI is pro in revolutionize these things. So now it may happen that all those units will be getting fund directly into the GST accounts. So there are a lot of things are happening now with the digitalization mode.
So minimum 5,000 to 50
Yeah,
crores.
so 5,000 not from me.
Yes.
From me you can expect 20 lakhs and above.
Okay.
Here branch level we are trying to now fuel the growth. Like already you are into the business with profit track. So we'll fuel your growth by putting your advanced machineries or your advanced solar rooftops or those kind of requirements.
Also, some innovative startups.
Yeah, startups
you
is
can
there. See,
take up.
startups is there, but startups things we don't take it here. Startups is from Delhi, our headquarters. They should be also very pro. You know, if you remember in April month, there was Mahakumbh of such startups. So that was the Sidbi season.
Okay.
So, but here I would like to say that Dr. Pradeep will be, he knows that Sidbi is being part of your Goa's green roadmap. So we are trying to be in partner with Goa for pushing and providing the blended financing for the requirement of Goa being going on the green path.
Nice. So thank you so much. Really, I think your inputs would be helpful for the new generation and as well as the farmers, because the amount of loan and the percentage is very attractive, and definitely our farmers should contact SIDBI in a time to come along with GFTC. So ma'am, as sir also mentioned that today we are having a lot of startups coming up. Have you come across any of such cashew based startups applying for FDA license? Because cashew being a food product, definitely they would come to your department first for such kind of license or permissions.
Yes. See, when we receive the application, we really don't come to know whether it is from a startup or something. But a startup may initially go for a registration certificate. That is what I told you. It is with minimum, that is 100 rupees is the fee per year, and they can go from 1 to 5 years at one time. So at the beginning, so any startup would come up, then they would start with a small beginning. So they would start with a registration certificate. And then our process is such that the licenses are everything through the central government portal, which is unified portal throughout India for all. So we have been, the Goa FDA has been following this online portal for registration licensing since 2011. So they will apply online. Everything is right from application to downloading of certification, everything is online. They can track their application where it is. And the licensing is by way of product category, like in which category. So they will apply in the nuts category for cashew nuts and all. So that way it may, this any startup who comes, they will apply in the registration, or in the beginning only if they have done tied up with some bigger company, then they may go for license also. Or if they are anticipating that in the first year itself their turnover will go about 12 lakhs, then maybe they will apply for the license. But there is no differentiation as such, which is a startup or which is already existing in our licensing category.
Ma'am, as far as, yes, like nut you said, but for example, Nero is also one of the famous drink of Goa and specifically made from cashew fruit. So are there any such entrepreneurs or businesses which have registered for Nero FDA license?
See, normally what happens, like Nero, it is not packed and sold as such. So, and if there are under food safety and standards Acts, you need to have the standards. Like for cashew feni, we have the standards in the act. After this, the GI tag and all, and there was a lot of research was done on the standards too, and then finally the standards are notified for feni. So the feni is bottled and all, and for that standards are available. So Nero is something like what we do, like at home we make mango juice we make or any shake, like that it is. So the standards are not there at for Nero, or similarly for the other product like Urrak. And they are not at bottled and sold. They are just prepared, and then it's this temporary storage period. So, but
Yes.
if someone wants to come up with this, they want to go for a bottled product and all, then they will have to do the study. Like they will have to, for how long it can remain in a bottle pack, all that. They will have to do the research, and then they can come up, and then it can be licensed.
So yes, so basically for Nero and Hurrak we need to derive the standards and then maybe put it into a notification or something like that, and then
Yes,
FDA
it
can
will
come
go
into
to
yes.
FSSAI Central, where they have the standards committee. They will decide on that. There will be a lot of discussion, debate, and then all the research, whatever is done, the data that will have to be produced. It will be studied by the standards committee, and then they may come out with the standards.
So, ma'am, this standard, deriving of this standard, is it done at your department, or we need to have a special team
No,
for this?
that is what I said.
Yes.
All these standards and all, there are a large number of committees which are there for the standard derivation at central government level, that is Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. So it is decided in that finally whatever is discussed by the committee, standards committees, it goes to the Food Safety Standards Authority, and in the authority meeting then it is finalized whether yes these standards are okay or not, and then only it goes for notification. So it has to be taken up with the central government.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. This is a very good input, I think, because Nero Urrak is one of the most loved drink in Goa, and we need to derive this standard specifically because today the world is also running on frozen foods, and I think shelf life is one of the a challenge, but that can be definitely tackled with
Yes,
frozen.
definitely.
Yes. So we are almost coming to the end of the session. Just before we end, I would like to ask Dr. Pradeep if you have ever come across the opportunities for value addition in cashew, because you are dealing mostly with farmers, and what is their input as far as value addition in cashews is concerned?
We basically depend on the traditional wisdom with the cashew. So when we look at the value addition, traditionally we know many items, whether it is the cashew, barfi, khaji, chal, ladu, all these are already available. But innovation part of it, if you have seen, since you spoke about Nira, I would like to say that last year we launched a drink by name through our Goan project, which is tasting similar to Nira. We call it Nira, but it is a cashew apple juice, which has been stabilized with pasteurization, with minimal preservation, and it is proving to be a very stable drink. This year we produced little more, and the sale that we had in Cashew Festival, for which I have to thank GFDC again, that was the highest sale that we could see, maybe 20, 25, 30,000 sale in a day for a Nira drink, because people get the same drink taste, and it can be preserved from 3 to 6 months. So point is, there are many opportunities, several flavors of cashew nuts, several flavors of this cashew drink can be done. Cashew drink has been stabilized by Konkani Krishi Vidyapit, and there are many opportunities, but I think we need far more research and
Yes.
focus and branding it in the market.
Yes. Very nice. So, other than cashew fruit, today Nira also is getting more and more popular. And as he said, this year there is more sale comparatively. So that's a very, good achievement. And I think GFDC plays an important role along with biodiversity. So congratulations to both the departments. Next, ma'am, this question is for you as we are about to end the session, because cashew is mostly known as a fruit to have for pleasure. But do you think there are also some specific diseases that can be covered with cashew, nut or juice, which can be healed or treated?
Yes, this is a very good question, an interesting question. There are n number of uses, multiple in different variety of different disorders, we can say. First of all, as I said, it contains collagen fibers, so which tries to helps in improving the elasticity of the skin. Also, it also helps to treat various skin disorders. Dermatitis can be cleared with this. Secondly, there are different, as it reduces the bad cholesterol, the cardiac disorders can be, the chances of having cardiac disorders are reduced. Similarly, it helps to, when it is calcium is added, with the nut calcium is added, it helps to lower the absorption of the oxalate, so chances of urinary calculi are also reduced. And similarly, there are many different, as I said, it is used as deworming, that is krumigna as we say in Ayurveda. It is used in deworming also, and loss of appetite is reduced. So when appetite is increased, digestion capacity is also increased in the human being. So variety of disorders can be treated with this. It has magnesium, manganese with different minerals, which also helps to treat different disorders in the body. So
Yes.
n number of disorders can be very well cured, provided it is added to the body with moderation. And as it is said, it has to be when to eat, how to eat, and at what time with there are different regimens to be followed. So when it has to be added, that should be kept in mind. We cannot say in the morning, afternoon, the whole day, eat cashew nut, all the disorders can be cured. Naturally not. So you have to eat in limitations and whenever, as and when required also, as a nutritional supplement and as a remedy for the disorders also. So various uses are there of the nut and the fruit.
Yes, so that's a very interesting point that so many diseases can be cured and it can be also used as a nutraceutical. And I think that's one thing that the people have to consider, that they can actually go in and develop some nutraceuticals or some formulations of medicines which can help such things. So, Madam, Mrs. Varsha, this question is for you. Like Madam said, there has to be a standardization developed for neuro. So being from Home Science College, I think if it can be collaborated and if we try to find some standardization for neuro, I think it's going to be a big advantage for Goa and neuro producers.
Yes, if you look at the studies, more than 2,000 patents are there attributed, to the value-added products of cashew. Now we are in this era, we are focusing more on the nutraceuticals and more than that, the isolated components, the extracts which are proven to show benefits. Now, all this while, probiotic, for the growth of, for the delivery of probiotic, milk was always used as a substrate or a matrix. Of late, we are venturing into newer products or newer substrates, and one of such matrix has been, well proven is cashew apple fiber. So the byproduct which you are looking at, which rather goes as a waste, that could be well utilized in generating, be it fuel, be it, its application in pharma industry. So pharmaceutical applications are many more if you look at, and with that we always, of course, with what we have is the nutraceutical. So as a probiotic delivery, as I've already mentioned, and apart from that, the type of flours which can be developed or a premix, the cashew nut powder, to which some other components can be added, and the fiber, the fiber, the dietary fiber, the cellulose or the hemicellulose, part, if that could be extracted from the cashew apple, that also has got a lot of application.
I would like to add something. See, so long as if there are standards are not developed, as doctor said that they are bottling some this, but they must have done some studies as to its shelf life and its compatibility with the other ingredients. And the ingredients that they are using, they must be safe and they must be the approved additives which are permitted in the Food Safety and Standards Act. And if the product comes, which they are coming, they can come with a stable product with the known shelf life, then they can use it as a patent and proprietary standard. Okay. So that is also, if the FSSAI standards are not there, then they can have their own patent and proprietary standards. So, and patent and proprietary also, there are guidelines in the Food Safety and Standards Act. What are the minimum requirements that needs to be followed in addition to that? Stability, shelf life, everything.
So Nero as such can be patented, you mean to say?
They can be.
Okay, that's a very
we have Central Food Technological Research Institute, a Cashew Research Institute, who are already have their technology in place, and they are, kind of working on this.
So, but like what Madam said, Nero is not yet
so patent is a different thing, but patent and proprietary food item is a term available in the Food Safety and Standards Act, for which the FSSAI standards are not there. The complete monograph is not there, but general standard, general test for all such food products will be available in the Food Safety and Standards Act. But the remaining part is the person who has developed the product, he has to see that the compatibility is there, the shelf life is there, the colors that are used or the additives that are used, those are all in the approved and permitted in the Act.
Yes, so that's a great thing that slowly Nero can be standardized as well as patented, and I hope it remains in Goa itself. And these departments have have come forward to take an initiative. So thank you so much. One last question to all the panelists here, if they would like to answer on their end. What do you think is the future of cashew as far as entrepreneurship and farmers is concerned in Goa?
Now, what I understand from while financing these cashew industries, at least I have seen their growth of 30-40% growth in general of this cashew processors. And going forward, what I understand that no, they are now going for this is a very good sign that they understand what is the importance of putting their factory with all advanced machines, as well as going for the solar rooftop, or many are going for the this ground mounted rooftop. So, and they are what they're planning, no, they're taking the Goa and cashew to the worldwide. Even that some planning, and they have now not only they are processing it and trying to sell it in Goa. They have now lined up with some all retailing, all India distribution kind of things, where they were going to sell that Goan cashew. As this is the Goan cashew. That Goan cashew, that brand is going to be taken at least spread out India. This is the Goan cashew, like at least of Jantia and who are now known as the Goan cashew. So they are going ahead. So I believe that going forward, this cashew industry is a good speed they are growing, and I hopeful that with the help of Goa ministry and taking care of by Goa's forest department, also all this Goan cashew and also maker and small units also they will get benefit.
Yes, thank you, sir. Yes. Hi.
हांव हेमंत सामंत फ्रॉम फोंडा तालुका आणि शिरोडा कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सी. आमी काजू प्रोड्युसर. यंदाचो कृषी रत्न अवॉर्ड म्हाका मेळ्ळेलो आसा यंदाचो. आय केम विथ माय फायल. या जे फार्मर्सांचे जे प्रश्न आसात न्ही ते भरपूर आसात. आतां तुमी म्हटलें की निरो, उर्राक आणि फेणी ही फक्त गोंयानूच तयार जाता काय भायले बाकीचे स्टेटीन तयार जातात? हे 3 प्रॉडक्ट आसात ते फक्त गोंयान जातात की कर्नाटकान, महाराष्ट्रान जातात?
महाराष्ट्रान
जायनात.
Yes.
फक्त हे
गोंयान जाता.
फक्त गोंया खातीर जातात.
Yes.
ओन्ली फक्त गोंयान न्ही. जाल्यार गोंया खातीरच तुमी पॉलिसी काडपाक शकतले, कित्याक गोवा इज अ स्मॉल स्टेट कंपेरेटिव्ह टू अदर स्टेट्स. सामकी बारीक स्टेट न्ही. आणि आमचे प्रोड्युसर्स सुद्धा विथ कम्पेअर्ड टू अदर स्टेट्स कळ्ळें न्ही सामकी कमी क्वॉन्टिटी. म्हणजे ह्या आमच्या गोंया खातीर तुमी पॉलिसी, सेंट्रल पॉलिसी काडपाक शकतली?
येस सर. आफ्टर दीस कॅज्यू फेस्ट हे सगळे प्रश्न म्हाका दिसता लास्ट 2 वर्साच्यान चालू आसा, अँड दिस पॉलिसी इज अंडर प्रोसेस. आय थिंक गोवा बायोडायव्हर्सिटी कॅन आन्सर इट.
आय थिंक फॉरेस्ट डेव्हलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन इज मेकिंग द सेपरेट पॉलिसी फॉर गोवा. तुम्ही जसे म्हणता हे काही प्रोडक्ट्स फक्त गोंयानच जाता. दे आर नीश प्रोडक्ट्स, अँड व्हॉट इज रिक्वायर्ड, आय विल ऑल्सो आन्सर माय पार्ट इन टू दिस. व्हॉट इज रिक्वायर्ड इज नॅचरली सिलेक्टेड कॅश्यू नर्सरी पासून ते ब्रँडिंग, मार्केटिंग पर्यंत जी टोटल व्हॅल्यू चेन आसा न्ही, I think that can be covered in this policy, and the purpose is that, and I think the starting of Cashew Festival, where many farmers you can see that they are earning so much money within these 2 to 3 days, will be a beginning of creating a brand. Unless कित्याक आमचे कडेन इतलो जागो ना की आमी बाकीच्या प्रोड्युसरां कडेन कॉम्पीट करपाक शकता. वी आर नॉट द नंबर 1 प्रोड्युसर्स. वी हॅव लिमिटेड लँड. So what we will have to do is create narrative, create a strong scientific research backed up to justify. आता जशें ताणें सांगिल्ली, इट इज क्युरेटिव्ह, इट इज मेडिसिनल, अँड इट इज डिफरंट. आणि आजकाल मार्केटान तुम्ही पळयत न्ही, ब्रँड सपोर्टेड विथ सायंटिफिक नरेटिव्ह, if we create, and I think this policy will address, it will take some time, but it will be a very, very robust policy, and the benefits will come to farmers. That is for sure.
आमचे सारखे स्मॉल स्टेटी खातीर
Of course.
जातली. जाली जाल्यार एकदम बरें जातलें.
सो कॉंग्रॅच्युलेशन्स. आणि म्हाका दिसता कॅज्यू फेस्टा खातीर हे सगळे पॉइंट्स हळूहळू वयर येता, आणि एज सर सेड द पॉलिसी इज ऑलरेडी इन प्रोसेस फॉर स्पेसिफिकली फॉर गोवा.
आणि एक प्रश्न विचारू. जेन्ना आमचे गोवन कॅज्यू आसात न्ही, गोवन कॅज्यू वी आर प्रोड्युसर, पण आमचे गोवन रेट्स वॉट वी आर गेटिंग आणि लँडिंग रेट खंयच्यो भायल्यान ज्यो काजी येतात न्ही तेजी लँडिंग रेट म्हणजे कळ्ळें न्ही तुमकां ते भितर सामकी मोठी तफावत आसा ह्यूज डिफरन्स आणि ह्या खातीर न्ही आज भायली काज जी आसा न्ही भायली काज येता ती म्हणजे आमी पळयतात न्ही आमकां अनुभव आसा ती आज गोवन कॅज्यू म्हणून आज बाजारान विकपाक लागल्या मॅडम मान्य करतात तुमी सगळ्यांनी मान्य करपाक जाय हें पण आमचो गोवन काजूचो कितें म्हणटा ती क्वॉलिटी किंवा कितें म्हणटा ते आमी कशें वळखोवपाचें कशें
सर
त्या खातीर हय
हो फक्त काजूचो प्रश्न न्ही
हय
आमचो एरिया कमी असल्या कारणान
हय.
भायरसून येवपी हळद सुद्धा तुम्ही पळयली न्ही
साहेब आमी फक्त काजूचेर उलयतात
नाही नाही आय एम टेलिंग यू एव्हरीथिंग न्ही काजू ऑल्सो यू शुड बी एबल टू लिसन टू द बिगर पिक्चर
हय बरोबर
The bigger picture is also about cashew. If you say, can you fulfill the demand of cashew that is required? No, we cannot fulfill the demand. So
Agree.
market will run the forces. See,
Oh.
unless you stand in the market with marketing forces, you cannot survive. Every time, if government has to subsidize and protect the farmer, that is to protect. But if you want to compete in the market, we have to be competitive. So there has to be government support. There is no doubt. पण इतलो व्हॉल्यूम आमचे कडेन ना जो आमी डिमांड दिवपाक शकता बिकॉज अवर प्रोडक्टिविटी इज ऑल्सो नॉट देर लँड होल्डिंग इज ऑल्सो नॉट वी हॅव टू एक्सेप्ट सर्टन थिंग्स आमी जर म्हणलें की इतल्याच जाग्यान हांव बाकीच्या राज्यापेक्षा चड प्रोड्यूस करतलो इट इज नॉट रिअलिस्टीक वी हॅव टू एक्सेप्ट सर्टन थिंग्स बट म्हणून हांवें तुमकां कितें म्हणलें वी हॅव टू ब्रँड इट डिफरंटली की हो बाबा कॅश्यू गोवन तुम्ही प्रिमियम चार्ज करा आणि आता तुम्ही पुढे मॅडमीन म्हणले ऑर्गॅनिक people are paying 20-30% more because it is branded separately. So branding and marketing is something that is required where cashew of Goa will be separately traced using IT. You can do it. GIS traceability is there. Many countries have done it. We have to be open to this and then you can premium charge it. Sir, charge करचे पडटले तुमकां कित्याक तुम्ही त्या कम्पीट करपाक गेले न्ही इट विल ऑलवेज रिमेन ती तफावत सदांच उरतली आमी तांकां सांगपाक शकना की रेट वाडया किंवा आमकांय सांगपाक शकना रेट देवया सो दीस इज अ मार्केट सिच्युएशन वी हॅव टू टॅकल इट विथ इनोव्हेशन विथ ब्रँडिंग मार्केटिंग दॅट इज वॉट अँड वी हॅव टू बी रिअलिस्टिक
Yes.
Sir,
and I think the main idea of this session itself says that value addition to cashew, and that is how if we market as a Goan product, but with value addition, that's going to give a big market. Branding, getting some different narrative for the product itself is definitely going to help the Goan farmers at large.
सर आता तुम्ही आता एक हे म्हटलं की ऑर्गॅनिक कॅजू जे मार्केटान जे प्रोसेस केल्ले ऑर्गॅनिक कॅजू आसा न्ही तांकां रेट बरी मेळटा आय एग्री पण वॉट अबाउट अस प्रोड्युसर्स वी आर नॉट गेटिंग दॅट रेट हो एक मोठो इश्यू आसा आता काजू प्रोड्युसर आसात हय
तुम्ही त्यांना नासले
सॉरी हांव वायंड अप करता
ना वायंड अप न्ही तुम्ही नाशिल्ले ताचें उत्तर तुमकां सांग की आमकां दुसरो एक स्टँडर्ड डेव्हलप करचो पडटलो जसो ऑर्गॅनिक आसा न्ही टॅग तशें आमकां गोंयचे टॅग डेव्हलप करचे पडटले की ते पळयतकच लोकांक कळटलें की अरे हो बाबा ऑर्गॅनिक कित्याक
तशें जायत जाल्यार आय एम व्हेरी हॅपी
नो दॅट इज वॉट वी हॅव डिस्कस
ते सगळे
कित्याक जाणा-
ताच्या पयलीं झालं डिस्कशन तुम्ही येवच्या पयलीं एक
delay जालो.
स्पेसिफीक इकोसिस्टम ताचे खातीर डेव्हलप करप स्पेसिफिकली फॉर गोवन producers and Goan cashew. So this was all discussed in the session itself, and I think it's almost time up, and the next panelists are waiting for the next session. So once again, I thank all the panelists and specifically GFDC for bringing up this innovative concept of Cashew Fest in itself, as well as having technical sessions. So, getting these technical sessions and making people understand about what all can be done in cashew industry itself is a big learning process for each and every Goan as well as whoever is in the cashew industry. So, thank you once again, GFDC and chairperson of GFDC, Dr. Devya Rani. I would like to personally thank her and all the present here, the team members as well as the public present here who listened to us and tried to take some important points during this session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. And I now thank everyone for this fruitful discussion. Now we look forward to having you with us for the future events too. Now it is time to express thanks and appreciate the efforts. And as a token of appreciation, I request our MD sir to present a memento to Dr. Sneha Bhagwat. I now request our General Manager sir to present memento to Srimati Jyoti Sardesai madam. I now request our Manager Finance Kosambe sir to present memento to Dr. Anura Bale. I once again request General Manager sir to present memento to Srimati Varsha Naik madam. General Manager sir, please one more memento to be presented to Dr. Pradeep Sarmukadam. And last but not the least, I request again Manager Finance to present memento to our panelist, Shri Bikram Kumar Sethi sir. Thank you everyone. We'll take small 5 minutes break and we'll start with the second session.